The views and opinions expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult content, graphic language, strong sexual content, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Here we go. Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Nisha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop Podcast.
Yes, y'all. Back in the flesh. Friday night. I'm all by my lonesome. But not really. I got Sassy and I got Aaliyah in the building with me. It's going to be a very interesting topic tonight. It's called that entrepreneurial tick. That little thing inside of you that just keeps saying to you, I don't like working for somebody. I need to get my own. I need to be my own boss. I could tell when it's time for me to go in, extend my vacation, things like that. So tonight, I'm allowing my co-host for tonight, Aaliyah and Sassy, to take over, and I will learn from the entrepreneurs in the building. So tonight, I want to introduce Sassy and Aaliyah.
Hey.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
What it do? What it do? The entrepreneurial spirit is deep within all of us. Ain't it?
It is. Definitely.
It's always good to work for yourself. You can make your own time, extend that vacation, give yourself a raise. The only problem with that also, you got to stay late hours and wake up early. And you got to fire people sometimes. Aaliyah, she likes that type of stuff, though. You're fired. So I'm gonna let y'all take over this half right now and educate me, because I've owned my own business as well before, and I'm just gonna sit back tonight because I'm all by my lonesome. But tonight we labeled it Cream. That Wu-Tang had that little song called Cash Rule Everything Around Me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. That's what we're after. So I'm gonna let y'all take this half over and educate. Good night.
Good night.
Nisha J is in the building.
All right.
What up?
Hi. Hello.
Oh.
I hope you got that entrepreneurial spirit inside you this year. If not even 2020, 2021. Got to happen. You ain't answer. You got it in you, or you like working with somebody?
I thought you was talking to everybody, or just.
No. I know what the rest of them were saying. You just joined us. So cash rule everything. Get the dollar. Get the dollar bill. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Aaliyah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the topic is entrepreneurship. I think that's a great topic because I do believe that everybody should have something that they're working on that's a passion for them privately, because that is something that is going to give you financial freedom, and also freedom to live your life like you want to.
Yes.
So I guess what we can start with me. I'm an entrepreneur,
Clap up.
and I have been in business. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have been in business. I can say that I've actually been an entrepreneur since, I would say, 2005.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
good.
that's a pretty long time to be, having a business, working on your business, building on your business. And I haven't been in the same spot since 2005, but I have been in this business that I'm in since 2002, but I went out on my own in 2005.
That's good. That's good.
So the thing that I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said that's good. That's good.
Oh, I thought somebody was saying something. So
No.
the thing that I find most that people usually ask, the question that I always get is, how, what do you do if you don't make the money, that you expect to make? Like, how do you survive? I think that is the most fearful part of being in business. And being in business, being an entrepreneur, people have the question of, is not the guaranteed money that they have like they would have getting paid bi-weekly or once a week. So that's the biggest fear that I find that comes up when people want to jump out there and be in business for themselves. But the answer to that is this: if you don't have faith in yourself to build your business and to make the money that you know you deserve, then that's not for you. Because your faith has to rely within yourself. You have to trust that you can do whatever it is that your passion is, whatever it is that you're putting yourself on a limb for to do, that's what you're supposed to be doing, and that's what's going to guarantee you you're out.
True.
So I don't know whether do we
You
have
mind
other
telling?
entrepreneurs on the
No,
panel?
not tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are you talking to?
Hold on. I wanted to find out from Aaliyah, if you don't mind. Did you share with us the industry that you're in? If you don't mind.
No, I haven't said that yet. So I own a barbershop, which is geared mostly toward men, but I do everything. I do relaxers, I do braids, I do sew-ins, I do weaves, I do haircuts, fades, I do pedicures if I need to.
So basically,
Eyebrows,
you're getting part of that. You're taking your piece of that $483 million
therapy.
industry, which is good.
So so the thing is with me is I try to touch on everything. So if somebody comes in there and it's something that I can make the money off of, then I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Now, can I jump in real quick? Now, let me ask you now. Being as it's a male-driven market, what drove you to go into the barber portion of it instead of, let's say, like the salon portion of it? Even though you basically touch all the grounds, you still primarily focus on the barber portion of it. Am I right or wrong?
Right, you're right. So back in 2002, when I initially got my license, I was actually working. I was doing majority women's hair. I I was doing pedicures, manicures. I was doing nails, perms, relaxers. I was doing all the things geared towards women.
You know what they
So,
call chief
huh?
chief cook and bottle washer. That's what they call it in Jamaica. Because you're
Oh,
doing
really?
everything. Chief cook and bottle washer.
Yeah. So pretty much, I was doing all of that. I was actually at J.C. Penney's.
Okay.
So I was in it working in their salon. And the thing is that when I first started out, I thought I went in with the mindset, okay, well, I have to be available to people when they come in. If I want to build, I have to be available. I have to work from sun up to sundown. And the lady that I was working for at the time, which was my manager, she was like, and let me tell you something. She was like, you don't have to be available for people to come in for you to work. She said, they have to be available for you. She said, now you're going to set your schedule at this time, from this time to this time. And if they're not here when you're here, then they're just going to have to wait.
Like that style.
Right. So that taught me about valuable lesson. Then I realized that, I don't have to burn myself out doing this. Yeah, because a lot of people burn themselves out. They're there from like 8 in the morning to 12 o'clock at night sometimes. And I'm not, if I'm in there after 6 o'clock, then I'm adding on some money.
True.
So the thing about it is, when you build in a business, you have to respect your business and then you have to make people respect your business too.
That's true.
So how I ended up transitioning is when I left JC Penney's, after I left and I had a good clientele, I ended up leaving and I ended up working in a barber shop.
Okay.
And in the barber shop, I worked with mostly men, but I had my clients that was coming in. But when I didn't have clients, they was like, "You're not gonna be sitting in here and not doing nothing. We got all these people waiting for haircuts. You need to learn how to cut some hair."
Better get up on it.
Right. So I was like, I don't know if I really want to learn how to do cut no hair. It just seemed like it's just too much. So I started off actually with doing ball fades is where I started, which is supposedly is a complicated haircut. And once I started doing the ball fades, from there I just continued on and it just gradually increased. And then I kind of switched over. I was like, you know what? I want to do men instead of doing all these women, because women are so
They tip better
complicated
too.
Yes.
and men are so simple. It's pretty much, what you
In
come
and
in
out.
here to get. Yeah, what you coming in here to get. Oh, just give me a 1 and give me a 2 on the top.
Yeah,
All right,
in and
we're
out.
good to go. And I don't have to deal with, well, I don't like this piece over here, and I want my bang to come right here, and then I gotta cut this and then curl it like that. I want it swoop to the side and all of that. So that's when I started gearing more towards the man side of it, and not just in that aspect, in like the business aspect too. As far as working with men, it was less hassle. As for I only had my period to deal with. I didn't have 3 or 4 other women periods to deal with.
And men tip better too, don't they? They tip much better too, don't they?
It varies. I think that depends on the person. That just depends on the person.
I would think they would just not to look cheap in front of a female. I thought
No, they don't care about that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I guess when they got you, well, hold on, maybe when they got used to it, then it was like, I ain't got tip.
No, they don't even have to be used to me. If I have people coming in there that don't have money and they wait till they sit in my chair and they be like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I only got $10.
That's true.
So what can I get? What can I get for $10? I give you edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you had some other questions and stuff that you wanted to throw out.
Yeah. How you mind telling us some of the benefits that you've experienced over the years of being an entrepreneur?
Benefits.
Hmm.
I had benefits all the whole time. I mean, I can leave when I want to, and at this time my kids were small, so I think back in 2005, my youngest was 5 years old, and then my daughter was 7, and my no, actually, youngest son was 5. My daughter, I think, was she 10?
Mm.
She might have been like 10, and then my oldest son was like 12. I think so. It was. I think it was like 5, 7. It might have been 5, 8, 5, 8, and 10.
Mm,
So they were young,
right.
and the benefit to that was by having when you have kids that young and having the freedom to go pick them up from school, drop them off, and you can kind of base your appointments around the things that you have going on versus being stuck in a building and not being able to do what you need to do or getting someone else to do it for you. They were pretty much raised in the barbershop.
Yeah, what I've seen sometimes, excuse me, from some salon owners, um, excuse me, barbershop owners and different things, just business owners. You have two different types. Like you have some, like you said, you have the freedom, but then they take that freedom to a whole nother level. Like they don't even come in, then they don't show up, and when the employees start to see that, yeah, then they know that certain things is gonna start happening. You're gonna have people moving out with products. You're gonna come up short at the register, different things. Because when they know that owner doesn't show up on a regular and doesn't really care, because all they care about is just coming at the end of the night or the end of the week and see what's in the cash register, take it and go have fun again. Sometimes that can hurt you as well. You
That's
have to
not
put.
their problem.
That's not whose problem.
That's not you talking about the workers or the owner?
Yeah, the owners.
Okay, so you saying the owner have people that work for them, right?
But what I'm saying is some owners, all right, some people have this idea that because you're an owner, you don't have to show up.
You
Like you don't have,
don't.
in a sense, you do. Because at the end of the day, when your employees
I
don't see
disagree.
you, if your employees don't see you there on a regular, you think they're not gonna start moving out with things?
That they're
I've
not going
seen,
to start doing what?
I've seen it before. I knew an owner of a
Hold on.
salon.
Hold on. I don't know why this is not working properly.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
said
said
I knew
if they don't see the owner, you said that they are what?
I knew an owner of a salon. But this
Okay.
person rarely showed up. And the workers knew this. So a lot of times the workers would start stealing things and start moving out with things. And a lot of times she would come up short, can't explain certain things. So this is the thing why I'm saying certain times for some, if you own a business, it doesn't always mean it's vacation time. Like you have to put the time and effort in as well for it to flourish. So you're saying you disagree on that note.
Do you see Bill Gates at his business every day?
But Bill Gates at a certain point has enough employees to oversee all of that.
That's my
And
point.
but believe it or not, Bill Gates is not going to sit there and just allow everybody else. A lot of times, these CEOs and these people that run these companies, they still want the day-to-day sign off. The same thing with Bill Gates is that he gets up every day and he still goes out there and he still is in those offices. He's not out on the yacht, half of the year and just calling in.
I bet you majority of the time he is.
Well, I
And I bet you he's doing his business over the phone.
They
And
them,
he tell them if you call me if something go wrong, you better not call me no other time other than
I'm
that.
telling you, they themselves say they get up every single day and still go in there.
They're
What's the
doing
other
something else. They ain't just focused on that one thing that they have going on. Trust and believe.
old dude, man? Warren Buffett. Warren
The
Buffett.
old dude.
But he has the same routine. He gets up, he goes to McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? And he goes in on the regular. So, you know what I mean? To each his own. I'm pretty sure, Puff and all these people, Jay-Z, all these people that enjoy life. Don't get it wrong. But at the end of the day, they still go in on a regular to make sure to oversee everything. Because if you're putting it all in that manager's hand or your friend's hands or whoever you have running it, you're going to get a shortcoming.
Well, the difference between this is the thing. The difference between we talking about a barbershop. So the thing is with this is the situation. You have people that I have my own people. I'm not responsible for Jim or Johnny clientele. They're responsible for their clientele. So if you watching me because I go on a trip for a week, and then when I come back, my clientele you come see me. If you worried about me taking a trip for a week, you worried about the wrong thing. You should be concerned with your clientele and building your clientele. You don't have to work mine. You're responsible for yours.
So I have a question. So, Aaliyah, your products that you use on your clients, you purchase them as well as each barber or whoever, they purchase their own products.
Absolutely.
They handle their own money.
Absolutely.
That's why it's necessarily, you're saying always someone have to be there. Each barber rents out a chair and take care of their own pricing.
Right.
So
The only thing the barber got to do is just pay for his chair at the end of the month. That's it.
right.
Yes. So all I do is during that when I come back from vacation after that week up.
But check it. The reason why I said this, the reason why I said this is because I don't want. All right, you see, like how you got the freedom for certain things. I don't want everyone to think that blueprint runs for every single business.
That
No, it depends on the industry. It depends on the industry.
Depends on how, and then it depends on how you run it, because you have some businesses, some barbershops, they have a drawer wherein they make everybody put the money in and they pay them. So it could be a situation to wherein, okay, well, I'm gonna get 50% of your money, or you're gonna have to give me, like for instance, one of my employees, I had to take $10 off of every haircut because he wasn't reliable.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. So now, anyone else on the panel, you had anything inside of you to say, okay, you know what, I want to start a business?
Well, myself, I've several business opportunities, but never actually acted upon.
Okay.
And the main reasons is because Aaliyah said the fear of not being able to know if you have the confidence enough to do it, as well as knowing that the money to support your means to get through. So I'm more on that side of the than anything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to have enough money to sustain your current lifestyle. You know, that's out.
Right.
I can't do that.
But you do know that the thing with it, that if you like she said, if you want that freedom, or if you want to control something, because at the end of the day, a lot of people fail to realize that these companies and these places that we go to every day, they control your life. You really don't control your life at the end of the day. So like if you go into work tomorrow and they just don't like your perfume, they don't like your face, they don't like that glasses on your face, I just don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you're replaceable. And
right,
you're replaceable.
Exactly. And the same thing you're fearful of, Now it becomes the worst nightmare.
So here's my thing. Right? So I've come up with several ideas of what I wanted to start a business. And of course I have to love what I want to do. That's the only way I think I would be able to say yes, I'd be okay with in this type of business. But in the aspect of knowing that it'll work and my location and what have you. But then also I see where, where I'm currently, I'm actually helping somebody else's dream. So why the hell can't my dream come? You know what I'm saying? And the second,
Okay.
I've also I work in a field where I worked with someone who literally gave her heart and soul to this particular offer. And unfortunately, she passed away. Like literally, she was there on Thursday, and on Friday she was in the hospital, and
And on Monday they had somebody in her position.
Yep.
wait, on Wednesday she was dead. And
Mm.
I'm telling you, this person I worked with, she was the one everybody referred to. The doctors knew if they ever needed anything, they always rely on her. She would stay to 7 o'clock at night. She knew everybody's in and out. And when she died, I don't know if it was a wake up call for me, but just a wake up call in general that nothing is permanent. And even my boss, she, I think if we were all in shock. Like, it was like, how could I say? It was like she was impermeable at the job. Like, no one can get beyond her. I'll question her, whatever she was right, and now she's not there anymore. And within 2 weeks, she's replaced. And me, honestly, I felt like that was a slap in the face. Like, I'm that person, like, you gave this person seat up, like, like you just replaced her just like that. And that, like Aaliyah said, was a call to me. Like, everybody's replaceable. Everything is replaceable. A car is replaceable. A relationship is replaceable, and you're replaceable. And regardless how much they like, they can replace you with.
No, listen, no one really likes you. They tolerate you for now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. I mean,
Yes.
You find that out real quick.
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm saying?
You
find that out quick.
Yep. And I found that out, and see, with that being said, I went and I went this avenue trying to go start my business. And things happen in life and I couldn't do it. And then now I'm looking into another venture, but again, I'm very hesitant on doing it because, I've never been that person to start a business. No one in my family has ever started a business. No one has ever tried. So I'm very hesitant, put like that. I have to get over that hurdle.
Now,
You definitely have to get over the fear factor of it, because the fear factor is going to stop you every time.
All the time.
That's gonna stop you every time. And the thing about it is, what we have to realize is that the life that we choose to, the life that we dream and choose to live is attainable. We just have to take that chance. And then once you take that chance, then you're gonna be like, oh, this is it?
Yeah.
Like, I should have did this 10 years ago.
Yep.
Well, Kanisha.
So I mean, you literally, that's something that you have to conquer. So it's a battle within yourself that you have to conquer,
right.
That fear factor part of it.
Nisha, one aspect you could explore is, like, for me, I have a base profession, a base steady stream of income. But I also do, for 20 years, I've been doing massage therapy as well, which you function as an independent contractor. So that industry is more seasonal. And so it has its, its ebbs and its flows and stuff. So with that, I incorporated. So when it's season, when it's in season, then I go through with it. When it goes out of season, then I just focus back on my base. So that's one way you can approach it, is to begin taking steps towards your business. And once that income matches or exceeds your current base income, then you transition totally into your own business.
And see, that's what I would love to do. But what I like to do is, and I don't believe, well, I could do it part-time because it has to do with beauty. But I would need a fan base. See, I have the idea. It's all about starting it, how to get it out there. And knowing that my idea, I know it's going to work because it's been working over the years where it's become more popular. It's just the fact of getting to the start of it and getting it more, get out there to say that this is available here in the area that I live. You know what I'm saying?
Let me jump in real quick. The thing that I've noticed, and for me talking to a lot of other brothers and sisters over a period of time, the thing that I've noticed is that we don't talk to each other. You heard what you just said? The funny thing about it now is that, for instance, right now, if we were all in that room with you, we got 3 other people. So you can throw your fears, what you're trying to learn, what you need to know, and all that stuff to each and every one of us, and we would have gave you an answer for that. But a lot of times we don't talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like, you might have that idea for that business or something, and me and you talk to each other, and we talk about something else.
Right.
Like what happened at work or something.
Right.
A year pass, 2 year pass.
This.
You know what I'm saying? And you could have easily asked me. I could have easily said, "Oh man, all you got to do is boom, boom." And Aaliyah or Sassy might say, "Well, don't do it like that. I did it like that. Do it this way." And somebody else might say, "Oh man, I ain't know that." So now 2 of us learned something.
Right.
We all need to start talking to each other a lot more and cross promoting, because that's how it's going to work for you, and that's how it's going to work for me. For instance, now if you go ahead and start that business, and you go to Aaliyah and say, "Okay, look, can I put some products in your shop? I know you have some females that come in here to get their hair done. All you got to do, I'll give you a cut out of this." Say, "Okay, hey, I'll do that." You might say, "Sassy, she can come to your thing when your thing picks up." Now, all of y'all are equally making movements, sort of similar to how that Black Wall Street situation used to go down. You see what I'm saying? Where we keeping it all in the neighborhood, keeping it all amongst us, and it's not going outside. Because that's where the freedom, and that's where the respect and all this other stuff that's going on in the world right now, where Black Lives Matters and different things, the finance. You know what I'm saying? That's where the power is at. That's where the power is at.
And not only in that, and you're absolutely right. Just to kind of piggyback off what you said, as far as the power, that's where the power is at. You control how much you make. You don't have to go and tell somebody, "Well, hey, can I have a raise, or can I get $1 raise or $2 raise?" When I want to raise my prices, I raise my prices. It's simple as that. So if the price was $20 and I wanted to change the price tomorrow to $25, that's what it's going to be. So and that is a very important part of it. That's the freedom about it. And then the next thing is, when you're trying to make a decision as far as what it is that you want to do, or something that you, an endeavor that you want to consider being in business with, make sure, and I think this is what a lot of people don't pay attention to, make sure that you would do it for free if you had to. So if you're happy with doing it for free, then you're going to be happy doing it when you're making money.
Right. Well, I've done it already.
Yeah.
Another thing, I don't know about anyone else, but for me, I train myself as far as what I always said something to myself. I said, "All right, I know I can get up and I can keep a regiment. I can keep a regiment that way, in case, for instance, now tomorrow, if I get up and I start a business and I know I got to start it at a certain time, I'm not in a slump every time I have to get up and go open up that shop to say, dang, I don't like getting up 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever, because I already know I've been doing this. And if I can do it for that person, then I'm damn sure going to do it for myself. And I'm going to stay as late as I can and not murmur about the situation, you know, because again, if you're working for the man and you did it for the man, then you could do it for yourself and go a step beyond.
Right.
So that's the thing with it. If you keep a regiment on anything that you do in life, then you're going to succeed. There's no doubt about that. For instance, now if you want to start that make the cosmetic line or whatever you're doing, Nisha, it has to be where you getting, you know, the time when you have the downtime, you're researching. You know what I'm saying? And not gossiping on the phone with your homegirls or something like that. So you research, you get some information, you stay up late, you get up early, and you're gonna lose sleep. But at the end of the day, you're gonna win at the end of the day. Like I don't sleep at all. So at the end of the day, it's just something inside of me where it's just I'm constantly thinking the next thing.
And also, I'm not going to take away from what you're saying, you know, about the research and everything. But sometimes when you overcrowd yourself with a lot of that stuff, you kind of discourage yourself at the same time. So what you want to do is make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have things that happen that you can grow and learn and change from. So even if you know, even no matter how much preparation you do, it's not preparing you for what is going to happen in your specific life. That's only what's happening people previously. And it's okay to look at those things, but what you might experience might be totally different from what you've been reading. So sometimes, you know, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall and, you know, just get back up. If you never know how it feels to be down on the ground if you don't, you know, get up from it and do better and make changes. So
yeah, that's very true. You gotta you do the research. You don't over research like Aaliyah said, because you can find yourself fearful
discouraged
to begin, but you have to take action.
Right.
So you learn, you act, and then you go on to the point where you could teach it, you know. So
Another important thing is
you might find a new avenue that what you was researching didn't know. So sometimes you can skip steps. Like I know I also have, actually, that's not my only license. I have uh, my associates in health and science, and then I have a children and family child care license where I can keep kids in my home. I have that license as well too. So you know, when you research, like I research about the family daycare, and when I was researching that, I researched that, and they were saying, okay, well, you have to take this class, this class, this class. You had like a ton of classes to take. So the classes all together, it probably would have been like a year before you could actually get your license. So I was like, listen, I'm not about to do all these classes. Like, I said, so can I just challenge the test? So she was like, yeah, they have a scheduled date where you can go and you can take the test. And this is the day that you have to take the test, and you can only take it like twice or something like that. I was like, okay, cool. Just sign me up for the test. I'm not taking these classes. So she signed me up for the test. I went and took the test. I passed the test. So sometimes a person can tell you, oh, you got to go through all this. You got to do that. You got to do this. And then they're telling you to do all of that. And I could have, if somebody would have told me, oh, you could just go take the test, I'd have been, okay, let me just go take the test. I would skip all the books, all of that. So I went and took the test, and bam, I got my license. Just
think
like
outside of the box. Think outside of the box.
So doing the research, sometimes it takes you around a whole mulberry bush, and when you just want to get right to the tree, and you just go straight to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Another important factor, though, you got to align yourself with like-minded people.
Definitely.
Align yourself with like-minded people, because
They're gonna
you
come
got.
to you anyway. Once you're on that road, they don't come to you.
But in
That's
the
true.
beginning stage, you got that discouraging homie or somebody when you say, for instance, I want to start this make. That don't make no money, or something
You
like
got to
that.
seek out mentors. Always. I always have mentors in my life for
That,
different aspects of my life. You have to
speaking
have mentors.
I've never had a mentor.
I've
of,
had
speak,
many.
if you get knocked down, you just get back up, because I was watching the history on KFC, Colonel Sanders, and the amount of time this dude got fired from jobs, the amount of time that his business tanked, and it wasn't until the man was in his like 80s or something like that.
60s. I think he was in his 60s when he finally made it. It was more than that.
60, like almost 70. He was like 70 something when he finally made it to do the franchise situation. And then they finally bought him out. But imagine that. I mean, at your age now, and you imagine yourself still going at it for another, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So you can't give up. If your heart is in it and you can succeed at something, you got to keep going. You can't just give up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to build your team. You have to build your team of supporters.
That's a very important asset, building a team. That's like when he was talking about how if you're not in the building, how that people going to end up doing their own thing and doing stuff that they want to do. This is true that they do that, but the reasons why they do it is not the reason why you think they're doing it. A lot of times, and I can speak from experiences that I've had. My experience was that I made the mistake of being friends with people that I did business with. And the thing about that is when you running a business and then they seeing, okay, well, she doing this and she making this move and she doing that and she going here and she going there. And then they see that and it builds some type of animosity. And then they feel like, oh, well, she's spending my money to do this and do that. So they're not even thinking about the fact of, okay, well, I have a business to run. I have to take care of this and the third. The lights ain't been out. You haven't had any, you're not the AC working, all of that stuff. Forget about all that. They're focused on, okay, well, I see her doing this and that and the third, and I don't even want to give her my money because she's doing this. But they can go to somebody else. They can go to a colonizer business and pay them all day, and the colonizer don't even be there.
Yeah.
And they feel more comfortable giving them their money because they don't see what they're doing.
That's just ignorant people. And let me tell you, so last night I took my to get her hair braided by someone I've known for the 15 years since I lived here. And I have yet to not her regular price. And I've always given her a $20 tip. And she's my good friend. I mean, good friend to where like we hang out with each other. And I think if we all have that same, like she needs to still pay her bills. She needs to still make sure that her business is still flowing. Don't start looking for it now. Even though you're a friend, I bring her food because she did me a favor. Like I'm paying her to do me a favor. And if you look at it that way, you won't discount.
Not when they crabs. The thing about it is the thing about when you have people when they're not looking at it as a team, because my mindset is I'm gonna try to work with you. I'll be cool with you. It ain't no problem. As long as we got an understanding. This is business. This is the relationship. But if you can't separate the two and you feel like that I have to give you a deal, or if I have to do this or that, or I have to discount booth rent or whatever the case may be, no. So now my attitude is this: if somebody comes work for me, it ain't no kiki. We not finna laugh. We not finna play. It's not gonna be none of that. What I do I'm gonna go do what I need to do. If I'm gonna be not gonna be there, it's just I won't be here. These are the days that I'm not gonna be here. I'll be back this day. Whatever you have going on, here go the key. You come in when you work. That's that. Have the booth rent in the drawer. Simple as that. It ain't gonna be no, oh well, I'm going here. I'm gonna go spend some time with. I'm not gonna do none of that. So those are the things that you have to learn how to separate when it comes. And it's sad, but you have to learn how to separate because everybody can't handle the fact that, okay, you're in one space in your life and they're in a space they in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though, people look at it, oh, well, we got to build our black people up. No, you got a lot of black people that's not trying to build each other up. You're trying to tear each other down. And that's the truth.
That's going into the next thing. Do you think we will ever be able to get back another Black Wall Street?
We can.
I do.
And we need to.
Absolutely. I think we could already have had one if we didn't have a lot of our people that have money and billionaires, if they weren't being muted.
Yeah. That's part of it. And trying to assimilate too. I mean, they're actually
scared because I think if they feel like that they do anything, make any moves to do anything like that, they'll probably be killed. So
okay,
I don't think that's the goal. But if I don't know if everybody else has noticed, but it's like my take is that it seems like the Caucasians are trying to slowly moving to be put on a pedestal. I don't know if everybody else can see that happening or not, but that's what I've been seeing happening slowly, but it's coming. Because I've seen a lot of Caucasian people, they are more willing to look to acknowledge us as queens more so than our Black man. Okay. They already know who we like. It's almost like they know who we are. We don't know who we are.
Okay.
But they know who we are.
Well,
you have some Black men don't even acknowledge their Black women as queens. They want to go get Asian women and they want to go get all these other races versus being with the Black women. So many Black women that's single and that are successful, that are single and non-married, and they're just married to their success.
Well, I mean,
that's a lot, huh?
Yo, it ain't that. I just see it, yo, I'm shaking right now because it seems like I'm outnumbered because whatever I say, the answer what I'm gonna get. So I'm just like, you know what? Nah. But
you can say it because we definitely have something to say after. If you want to say, oh, they want to be so strong-minded and they don't want nobody to tell them. I already heard the spiel.
We always keep it real. So the thing with it, what I'm saying with, look, I think maybe what it is, I don't know of the acknowledgement. I don't know if it's so much that as more of maybe some form of guilt or something like that on the Caucasian side. As far as, because I've seen that. You see that when race start mixing. Black men treat the white females a certain way. White females, you hear the vice versa, that they say that they treat the Black men different than how they would treat the white man. And so I don't know.
You have to keep in mind media. You have to keep in mind media and the exposure to television. Because growing up for little Black boys, you always see the white female on a pedestal on the television. So it actually starts from that young. That this person you need to put on a pedestal. This person you need to protect. This person you need to worship.
That's true.
It starts at that young.
I don't think I presented that to my kids in that type of way.
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, I know what you mean on TV and stuff like that. They pump it in us, Or they can have the damsel in distress. You know, they have what is the King Kong or whatever? He gonna save a little white woman and all that.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing about it is this: when it comes down to, you know, like he was saying about the, you know, successful Black women, like they have so many reasons as to why they say, okay, well, you know, Black women may not listen, or we hard headed, or nobody can tell us nothing, but we got all these walls up and all these excuses. We didn't have our daddies. You know, the thing is this.
Facts.
And true enough, those are facts. But guess what? The white women, the Hispanic women are in the same boat. They have the same things going on in their lives, the very same things. The only difference is this: us as women, Black women, and Black men, we need to hold our Black men up to a higher standard, to where they should be, not where they're comfortable being, but where they should be, vice versa. Vice versa. The men need to hold the women up to the standard to where they should be, and the women need to start holding these men up to the standards of where they should be. And that's where the ball has been dropped.
Well, you're just saying disrespect each other for the level that, basically.
Right, because you have women now, they're accepting the acceptance of the level of the category of how they're accepting their men, instead of pushing them into fruition of what their plan and their purpose should be. Is we don't have those women doing that anymore.
And you know, that's true. That's true. But here's the thing too. The success level for Black females nowadays is some reason it's just an offset. Meaning that, okay, a Black man successful will pick up a Black female. Yo, if you look nice and he met you in McDonald's, it wouldn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? But then for a Black female now, you have, especially what I've seen and heard and learned, is if they started from the bottom, now they're here. You know what I'm saying? Once they get there, everything flipped. Everything, what we agreed on, that's all off the table. Everything's off the table. New contract. You got to make the same as me or more.
That's not necessarily Corey, and you know, in it, because if that's
I'm saying nothing, because I'm not saying all Black females. I'm not saying all of y'all.
I know, but
lately on the come up. That's that's what's going on.
That's not necessarily true, because look, Jay, how many boyfriends that were much less than her? You know what I'm saying?
You said you clipped out for a minute. What'd you say?
J-Lo.
Okay.
She's had boyfriends and husbands that made less than her. Like, seriously. And Stedman, he don't make as much as Oprah. I mean,
Stedman? I don't even see Stedman with Oprah.
They together.
Okay, but guarantee Stedman got a pot sitting somewhere.
Oh,
and at the end of the day, Stedman, well, hold up. Stedman is what we would consider a trophy wife.
For all we know, Stedman might be a transgender.
Well, that's my point. Right now, Stedman is just a trophy wife.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like, Stedman don't even count.
But you said had to be equal or less.
Right. But he has a point, and the reason why I agree with him, I'm gonna tell you why. And it's not all women. This is true.
I'm not saying all.
It's not all women, but you have some people, and the reason for this is this: when you come on level playing field, it's better to come on level playing field. And the reason why it's better is because you get a true sense of who that person is. You have something to bring to the table. I have something to bring to the table. So we either have a choice to be serious or not. And not only that, is Just like you can walk away, I can walk away too. You don't have that leverage. When you're
Right.
dealing with somebody who has less than you, male or female, that's a person that wants leverage over a person. Not all the time, but sometimes they're okay and they like having that leverage. Oh, well, she pretty much gonna do what I want to do, what I want her to do, because I'm the one making all the money. I don't want to pay all the bills. Oh, he pretty much gonna do what I tell him to do because I'm the one make all the money, or I'm the one pay all the bills. So he gonna do what I tell him to do. So do you want to be in that boat, or do you want to come to the table with on level ground? I want to come to the table at level ground because I don't want to be taken advantage of, and I don't want nobody else to feel like they're being taken advantage of. Because a person with low self-esteem or a shortage of self-esteem is going to feel like they're being taken advantage of, or they're going to feel the opposite, that the person is taking advantage of them.
That's true.
That's true.
So that's the purpose. That's the purpose of people coming to the table on a level ground. Now, this is what I do agree with. Majority of the time, it's easier for the man to come to the table with more than a woman because that's how God made it. That's how it should be.
Well, things are changing now, though. Things are changing.
I'm just saying. I'm saying if we want to get back to the basics.
We want to get back to the basics, but things are changing.
We want to get back to the basics. In the Bible days, fathers gave their daughters to prominent men that had something to bring to the table for their daughters. So all that, materialistic type of stuff, I mean, that's been since the beginning of time.
Things change. You know what I'm saying? You go to the mall now, a lot of dudes just hanging out by Victoria's Secret. Something's wrong. I'm just saying. Something's wrong. And they ain't hanging out there just to try and see all the hot females going in. They actually going in to buy. So something's wrong. A lot of the men nowadays are just not manning up. Straight up. Okay.
That's true.
So we got something else in mind real quick though. Do me a favor. I need can you do me a favor? I got something that I would like to introduce to all of y'all. And I just need 2 friends. If you could bring 2 friends in and you get them to bring 2 friends in, you can get a real nice return on your money.
I'm not doing it.
Nope.
You don't want to do that with me? You don't want to do that with me? You don't want to do that with me?
No, so.
You don't want to do that? Everybody know what that's called?
Pyramid dream.
Well, we all know there's susu in the Caribbean, right?
You got the good and you got the bad. So let's talk about the good, the safe one. Nisha.
Go ahead. Talk about the safe one.
Tell us about the safe one.
So the safe one is where you get a collective of people. If it's like 10, 25, or I don't care how many, but as many people as you have, that's the weeks. And you all collect a certain every week. And whoever is assigned to the week, they get the majority of the money. So that's the safe one. Right?
They get the hand.
Get the hand. That's what it's called. It's called the hand. So if you have 20 people and it's $100 a week, so you get $2,000, correct? Is my math, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, it's $2,000, right?
Yeah.
It'd be $2,000, right? That's the safe. That's the safe because you're waiting for your week. You're the organizer. It's pretty organized. You know you're gonna get the money. Now this other one that they're talking about is the pyramid.
The blessings, the flowers, the earth, wind, and fire.
The bloom.
The bloom.
That was crazy.
Put your money where your mouth. I've heard so many of them. It's crazy right now. Put your money where your mouth is. Pay like you weigh. There's a bunch of them out there.
It's crazy.
Bunch of them out there.
So now, the safe one, it does not generate any interest. What goes in is what comes out, and you know the people.
Right.
You know, there's
But here's the funny thing. Even with this new one now, you know, because the people are the ones that you know that are trying. I mean, I got a phone call from a homie of mine out of state. Yo, I got to talk to you about something. I'm like, what's this? Yo, all I need you to do is bring 2 people. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I heard that one already. I'm all right. So that's the thing. And the unfortunate part of it. And even when I heard about it, I was saying to myself, all right, when I was doing the breakdown in my head, I'm like, all right, hold up. So all right, I got to bring 2 people. So what happened now if they can't get 2 people? Oh, well, then you just they have to find, like, yeah, well, some people are not salespeople. Like, some people don't want to go out there nagging nobody to bring somebody. Yeah, but that's what you gotta do. You know,
like a lot of money now because of what's going on with COVID. Like, who no.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
So,
another driver. Go ahead.
One of the guys that started a famous one, his last name was Loom, so he called his Blessing Loom, and a lot of people jumped on it, and he had a like a fee, I guess, a fee that he took off the top of everybody.
Yep.
Made away with $10 million.
Yeah.
Loom, Blessing Loom. His last name was Loom. He wasn't even hiding the fact that you was blessing him. $10 million. It just kept spreading and going international through social media, and people kept joining in, and he kept getting his money. $10 million.
Africa, India, China, everywhere.
That's so the one that promises you like a 8-fold return on your investment real quick. So everybody want quick money, but
the people that I've talked to, the few people that I've talked to that have done it have not seen their money yet. So,
and see, what they said is the people that haven't seen it are usually the ones that on the back end, the tail end.
Exactly.
You late and you're not gonna get it.
And that's how the scam works.
Right.
Because by the time you come in now, they'll either, shoot to another group or something. They come up with something. You know what I mean?
If they got their money, they probably done.
Because they can't give you a date. They can't give you a date. Who's giving you?
And because
who got my money? That's what I want to know. Who got my money?
He's in Africa somewhere.
And everybody say the same thing when they say, "Oh no, this one different. This one different."
It ain't different.
I got that. I got a homie. I'm not even gonna mention his name, but he said the same thing. He said, I said, nah, I'm good with that. Nah, those other ones you at, they phony. They bogus. I'm like, yours is the same thing. He's like, but mine is different.
How is it?
Because he's in it. He's in it. That's why it's different.
No, I'm saying to you, here's the messed up part of it. You know why it's different? Because I need to get my money out, and I need you to get suckered like I got suckered, so I can get.
The Ponzi scheme is a Ponzi scheme where you borrow from Peter to pay Paul, and
that's the messed up part of it.
People are oblivious to it.
Everyone that came to me, when I say to them, okay, so now if I bring somebody and they get stuck, they're gonna be nagging me all day.
Right.
I don't need that. They're like, oh well, you just got to tell them this the risk factors they take. No, I'm not doing that. Because that's me being a foul person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. So I'll leave it alone.
People need their money. Like, my thing was this. This is the time we got COVID-19. People out of work. Why are you asking me to put my money in a pot?
Yeah.
That I don't know when I'm gonna get it out. And if that's the case, I'll save my own damn money for a couple of weeks and get my own return.
Exactly.
I don't know the people who's involved. That's the thing. How do I know
whether you know them or not, the fact that you know them makes it worse, because it's like if they do, you don't get your money back, then they're gonna be like, well, I really don't know what to do.
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody has an answer for you. Nobody.
I'm gonna tell you the ones I want to choke out. Some of my homies that got their bread. You know what I'm saying? They count it, cash rules everything around me and all this. Where my bread?
They work on your emotions. They say, come on, you're helping out the community. It's all emotional investing.
community.
But it's yeah, they push it like that.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they push it. One of them that I started watching one. Somebody told me, I ain't gonna call no names, John. Told me watch this one for and I watched it for about 5 minutes. Oh, what the hell? Hell no. $1,400. God, no. And I've never even done the safe susu because I was like, to me, it don't make no sense. I could just put my money where I got. Yeah, because I have that discipline. So sometimes it works for people who don't have discipline that, as soon as they get money in their hand, they got to spend it. So the safe susu works good for them. But if you're already a disciplined saver,
That's
no
called
real need.
That's called
Which is me. Which is
Ralph.
me.
You remember Ralph Cramden? Anyone of y'all remember Ralph Cramden?
Oh, yeah.
Raise your hand. You remember Ralph Cramden? Aaliyah, you from the South. I'm not sure if you.
The honeymooners.
Honeymooners.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ralph Cramden always had what they call a harebrained scheme, and he's always trying to get rich quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing where you always kind of would get caught in a situation like that because when you feel like you're in a corner.
Is he frozen?
He froze.
He is
Yeah.
frozen.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, man.
I can't believe he's frozen.
I know.
Right.
What happened?
You know
Black
what?
guy. Black guy.
For him. No. My name.
I don't know how that happened. Something must have went out.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
You've ever seen that they've asked per person?
The most? I think it might have been that $1,400 one.
1,400?
Yeah.
That's 15.
You see 1,500, and I got off my little 500, and I was like, "Oh hell, I ain't doing that."
Yeah, it's crazy.
$500.
Crazy.
I'm not doing that. That is out.
Way out. Way out.
Yeah.
Especially, and I gotta wait a long time to get my money back. It's definitely out.
With any investment, the golden rule is only invest or only spend what you're willing to lose. If you're not able or willing to lose it, don't invest it.
That's my whole thing right there.
So my actually asked me to do it, and she's my good girlfriend. I would have did it, but it just didn't sound right. So I listened to what she had to say because it was like a video or something I was supposed to watch.
Yeah.
Her friend, who's friends with me, she got her money. So then what she did was she got her daughter and her mother in. And then her daughter and her mother couldn't bring the two people. And then all three of them lost out.
Wow.
Yep, that's how I go.
Like, if you don't bring, I'm not confident that I could probably get $10 out of somebody right now. How am I ask somebody for hundreds of dollars? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't ask people. I'm not an asker. Like, normally, I don't ask people for anything. It's very rarely you hear me ask for anything. And I'm gonna come out and ask you for $500.
$500.
Oh,
right.
You said 14. You like cursing at me.
I'm looking like that's called a mortgage and a few other bills.
Around, okay, I'm gonna give this to some stranger.
Strangers.
Hey, not the friend, but strangers, because that's being divvied up to somebody else.
Yeah, you cash apping it to whoever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it.
Nah.
You probably got to interest on it. Like, so if it's 14, you really got to give like another 100 so that they can take that difference out. You know how Cash App.
Right? Yeah,
right.
That's true. I don't use Cash Apps. I have no idea, but yeah.
Well, maybe we should talk about that. How Cash App. See, with me, whenever I get money, say Aaliyah gives me $20, and I charge her $20, they'll take out 50 cents.
Wow, fees. Okay, never knew.
Yeah, they do.
Out. Yeah.
Never knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vimo is better, if you ask me, but you got to wait a couple of days.
Oh, they get it.
Every time, like if I'm sending someone hundreds of dollars, they take out a percentage. So they just a pyramid, if you ask me.
A pyramid with no customer service because you cannot speak to anyone.
Really?
Yeah,
no.
And then I watched a video that said this older black lady and a black man, they went online and Googled Cash App customer service, and they gave the customer service their information, their login, their password, and all of that stuff, and they got cleaned out.
Shut up. And it wasn't real?
And it was not the customer
Scammers set
service.
up customer service, live customer service for Cash App.
So
Oh.
whoever thought of that, they are into I mean, it's people that think about new schemes to come out with. So whoever thought of that, they was genius with theirs. Just imagine how this lady got lost $9,000. Just imagine how many people they stuck like that.
Wow. So that we were talking about Cash App.
Yeah, Cash App.
That they don't have any live customer service. Everything is through, I guess, I don't know, the email or text messaging. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you ever find yourself talking to a live customer service for Cash App, you're about to be scammed. You're about to be wiped out.
They got an accent too. Hello.
So sad.
Say again, Nisha. I'm losing you.
You're sending your pyramid money through Cash App, and turns around and takes a fee off of that.
Yeah.
So like if you send it when you go to take a. So I was saying the ones who's making money from the scam is Cash App, who's organizing.
Mm-hmm.
Cash App.
You always gonna have somebody scheming out there. That scheme situation is never gonna end.
Yeah.
So that
something for nothing. Everybody, there's too many people that's on it. Something for nothing. They don't want to put in the work.
It's the problem nowadays. Everyone is up to something. Everyone is up to something. Right now, I mean, I think for us in our neighborhoods, because I was talking to brothers the other day, and we're trying to brainstorm on how do you like create that financial wealth back in these neighborhoods, like bring up the mom, because the mom and pop stores are basically it's washed now. Like, if you do find a few of them,
there's some defense because, like, I used to live out in San Francisco, so in the city of San Francisco, they would not allow big stores like Walmart. There's no Walmart. They could never open up business in the city of San Francisco because the concern was that it was going to destroy the mom and pop shops. So you have to do your city level, county level voting and get those people in that commit these laws.
But see, San Francisco always been a trend-setting spot from way back. From way back. So I mean, the thing with it right now is like and also with this gentrification situation happening, it's like that's another wipeout. That's another wipeout.
That's how Black Wall Street got to where it was. It was all from land, real estate. So back in 1906, they had a Dawes Act that was a law that gave land to Native American tribes, and some of the former African slaves of these tribes assimilated into the tribes and were able to acquire land. And that's how Greenwood was started, or as we know it, Black Wall Street, because that's when they kind of discovered oil in the Tulsa area, so money started coming in, and so a lot of the southern former slaves moved up to Greenwood, and they established it, and they did well. And at that time, $1 in that community circulated for 19 months before it left. 19 months. Now we can't even keep it in our community for 19 hours.
19 hours? You talk about 19 minutes.
So we just need to study our history, correct the mistakes that we've been making, and reestablish certain great points from history.
I do this as well. for instance, now, like if I'm driving, right, and I'm in a neighborhood, and I know it's not my neighborhood, I keep driving. Like if I know I need gas and I know I can make it home, I take it all the way back in my neighborhood, purchase it over there. You know what I mean? If I need something, I'm purchasing it over there with the attendants and the owners that I know and things like that. Some people might look at it like, you don't need that. Yeah, it counts. It counts. You know what I mean? It definitely counts in the long run.
Yeah. Our Black people have to step our game up too. You know what I mean? As far as our business ethic, and not only how we do business, but just being cordial to the people that's in our area that we cater to, and not having attitudes and
customer service.
It's just the customer service skills is horrible, and sometimes even the work is horrible. So they just they need to stop being lazy, and they need to get themselves together and bring the quality of life up altogether.
So we don't have to support just because we all got the same tan. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not gonna support just because we look similar. Like you said, you guys, it's accountability at the end of the day. But
because
the funny
plenty times I try to support other Black businesses and they don't even respond.
Have you had this done too? Like I've had this.
It just takes discipline. I think too many are indisciplined. It really takes discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Have anyone experienced this part of it though? Like for instance, now and I hate to say it like this, but some Jamaican restaurants, right? Anisha, I knew you were going to jump at that way.
I said, just like in the West Indian restaurants, it makes no sense why you walk in there and you get screw faced, you get looked up.
Angry food.
Yeah,
angry food.
Right? You go in there, right? I remember one time I had some coworkers, right? And I introduced them to this spot. Like they've never had this food before, and they're like, yo, I said, come through. I'm gonna let you taste something different. They go in there, they love it. Now I go in there, I get, like you said, the screw face, like I don't really hear you, speak up louder, all that stuff. So
extra
when they go in, and no, not even that. Now when the Caucasian homies go in, they get a whole nother treatment. They get the love, and they get the love, and I'm like, hold on, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like I come in here on a regular, you give me an attitude every time I come in. Now I bring some new people in here, and you showing them love. I don't understand. Is it so that again accountability? Because at the end of the day, I'm not coming back here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not coming. Because if you can't look on a respect level, for me just bringing in new customers for you, I shouldn't get that attitude.
Right.
And aside from that, just because I'm in here all the time, I shouldn't get that attitude. And third off, I'm spending my money. I shouldn't get that attitude at the end of the day. You're supposed to serving me a customer, I'm supposed to be smiling. And it's vice versa. So then
nail salons, restaurants, I've just gotten it from our own Black-owned businesses in New York City.
Yeah.
Necessarily here where I'm currently living. And it's terrible. Like you walk in there and you're like, and they're looking at you like, why you're in here?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
A clothing store in Philadelphia by a famous rapper. I'm not going to say the name. And and his family, and they were like, why the hell are you here? Don't you see that? And I will never forget that. And we walked right the hell. I mean, I was like, I couldn't believe this. It was terrible. I mean, terrible.
That's what you should do. That's what you should do. You're spending your money, get the quality in the service at the end of the day.
What I do is I walk out with my money. If I step in and I'm not acknowledged within, you got about 15 seconds at most, I will about face and leave with my money, because I don't have to beg you to take my money.
See, you quiet. You're a quiet person. I do it different. Like, yo, Yeah. The last time I was with my son, I know we was at a spot and they had us waiting for a while. And I was being patient about it. But then I had to ask them, I'm like, oh, let me ask you something. And then what happened? The thing I hate is when they take somebody behind you because like they know the person or something.
Yes.
And like, I've been standing here. So now when you voice your opinion, you know, and when you eating food, once I voice my opinion, I'm not buying. I'm out. You're not giving me that M&M sauce. I'm all right. So with that note, my son said to me, Dad, yo, let's go because now that you spoke to her, we can't. Yeah, I'm like, I already know that, but I had to say what's on my mind. Now we can
They're
leave.
gonna spit in your food.
Yeah, now you can leave.
The culture, the hood. I totally agree because you can walk into a Spanish restaurant, get a totally different environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's the customer service. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting for them to ask how my day is. Just greet me with, "Oh, how can I help you? You know, are you getting what you want? You know, what the hell? Like, I mean, really? Like,
And don't forget, then you have the ones that, I had somebody, and this has probably been like a week or two ago. I had somebody come in, and it was like, they came out and said, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh yeah, I'm just trying to get my size faded and the back faded, and I want to design in the back or design on the side or something." They were saying. So they was like, "How much is that gonna be?" So I said 25. Why is it 25?
Because you asked for
That's
add-ons.
what you asked for. "Oh, well, the place I usually go to, they only charge me like $10, $15. I said, "Well, that's where you need to go. Why you came up here?
Yep.
Like, why would you come to a new place versus if you've been going to get that somewhere else for $10?"
and why my price was
Right.
this is what you came in, what it cost. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was one of us.
let me
Of course, you know that.
tell you what happened to me 2 weeks ago. Went to go get my daughter's nails done. It's the place that I usually go to. I hadn't been there in a while, and COVID happened, so we went in there. So I'm expecting count that the prices may a little bit higher, but so when I got the bill, I thought it was over $100 for her nails and my nails to be done. Mind you, it was only our nails. We got
Wow.
nail polish. I didn't complain. I didn't say. All I'm saying is I'm never because you charge me $10 just for polish. Like, and I was like, what the hell? And I knew something was up when she was like, here's my guy's bill. Like, they never said that to me before. But it wasn't like I didn't have the money to. I wasn't going to complain. I just know that I can't where else. My projection is this: why can't I just use that same mentality? Just what I was doing what this person did to Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes,
Because she wouldn't have did that nowhere else.
right, exactly. And she thought she was saying it to you. Why do you think it's okay to say that? You know what I'm saying? And it's not, because you walked in there knowing the possibility of any of what you ever said. Just walk out. Why you gotta say something? You don't agree with what you say? Just walk out.
Facts.
Sometimes it just deals with value. If a person has a low self-value, when they see someone that looks similar to them, they think that we should be in the same place. But they will be more willing to spend it on someone of a different shade because they feel like that person is more valuable.
Anybody else shop or anywhere else, and they see if it was a man that said they price, they probably wouldn't even ask. They probably would have said
challenge it. Wouldn't challenge it.
They don't question Louis Vuitton when they say they want this little bitty for $2,000.
Facts. That's for sure. All right, so in closing now, let's Nisha J. Have you learned anything? Have you been inspired to open up and then like get that business moving?
Hell no. No, I'm just
You got scared even more?
I'm kidding. No, seriously. I have to build up my confidence. Not to say that I lack any in any other area. It's just that I have to know that what I'm trying to do is right. for me, at the time and when I have it to do it,
You
and
got
also
you got
the area that I'm looking at is my area, which may not be the best area for my idea. So I have to broaden my aspect of where I can push it somewhere else.
You got to do your market research. Yeah. Well,
you got a bunch of heads that has been through it and is still going through it. So anytime you need, you holler. Sassy.
yeah, always there's always that push for entrepreneurship. I think we as a people are too top heavy as employees. Not everyone has what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but I truly believe that we need more entrepreneurs. I mean, I just reflect up. I come from Jamaica, and we're pretty strong with entrepreneurship in Jamaica in comparison to So yeah.
How many jobs have, Sassy?
Say again.
How many jobs?
How many titles I have? Let me see. Damn. Right now, I'm working on about 3. Right now, I'm working on 3. I let some of them go. I retired out of one profession, and I just kind of put a couple others on rest.
Degrees with a lot of dust on it.
Like, I got a lot of No, I use them. I mean, I use my knowledge base from them. I use my experience from them. Customer service is strong. I mean, some of the places that I've worked, I work in healthcare. I've worked with some world-renowned physicians who, I mean, we have people that fly in internationally to come see these particular physicians, princesses, billionaires. So you gotta give like A1 service. And I use that training and I apply it to everyone. I say everyone's a VIP. Right. So that's the way I would approach a billionaire is the same way I will approach that person that I might be doing a charity service on. So
you need to approach him like how Bentley does it. His hands out all the time to George Jefferson. Yeah. So Aaliyah, being as you on that trip already, you on that, you already in the entrepreneurship. So any closing words for us on that note?
Closing words?
Yeah, like keep it moving, keep doing what you do.
Well, the best advice that I can give you is teamwork makes the dream work.
Hell yeah.
And success is wealth, and success is health, and the what I was and whatever you do, leave your legacy. Leave your legacy.
You gotta let that one rhyme.
I got one more. I like to say profits are better than wages. Just remember that. It's always better to make profits than wages. There you go. Mm-hmm. Wages are slow to change.
you know something else. I just mean to throw this in the pot. Don't ever let your job know that you starting a business.
Yes.
You keep it private, definitely.
Yes. Definitely.
Sometimes you can't let anybody know.
Yeah. I've experienced it myself. I opened a business and I remember going to work one day and they laid me off and they said, well, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You started something. I'm like, what the hell I got to do with this?
Right. You got to have an alter ego. You can't.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of times, they don't want to even see you flourish. So that could be another thing. So,
well, a lot of these new contracts, when you sign on as a new employee for some of these places, they have a no compete clause.
Yeah, that too.
So you gotta keep that in mind too.
So for everyone out there, get that money. Cash rules everything around me. Cream. Get the money.
Get the money.
Me, y'all.
That's it. Dollar bill, y'all.
Y'all, dollar bill, y'all. I know Leah from the South, so she. You know what we talking about? I don't sound like no Uncle Luke song to me. Yo, thank you very much tonight. Live at the barbershop. Remember now, we're on all platforms. We're on Spotify, Anchor, IG, Facebook, iTunes. So you can find us everywhere. Any and everywhere. YouTube too, baby. Make it happen. And most of all, go out in the world and be somebody, baby. Thank you.
Peace.
That don't sound like no Uncle Luke to you?
No.
That's that Wu-Tang, baby.